Hello and welcome back. Welcome back. I'm so excited to be with you on this day. Need to throw out some disclaimers and things like that when we're talking and getting into topics, which we will be. Just need to be sure that we are following the guidelines and codes that information that I'll bring forth and talk about, and disclaimers. So if someone wants to drop a note or comment, feel free to do that. Thumbs up. But we just, the disclaimers out there would be to utilize this space in a place that we can respect comments and things that are going to be said. So I just want to get started, and I'll share information a little later on what's been going on with me and how and why my time has been kind of not been showing up. So to get started, what are some real critical issues in today's society? What are some real critical things? We are living in critical times, if you will. We are looking at things all over the world, and I'm not going to get directly into specifics, but we will be talking about humanitarian, and things as such. And I will allude to certain things, and we'll let that be our guide. And again, this channel, it is Miss Brenda with another perspective, but it also is one that just open to information, positive information, if you will, purpose-driven to just be a voice in the wilderness, as the scripture says, in these critical times that we're living in. I know the last time we were together, I shared information with regards to children, and that is still my purpose and goal for this channel, as well as family and many other things that we face today as a society, in the critical moment to which we're living in right now. We're really living in some critical times. I talked about the plight of children, but I want to move a little further. I want to keep it, I want to continue, speaking on that. But for the moment, I'm going to deviate into some other things here and then go back to that. We're looking at some things that are not only reshaping our communities, but will reshape policies in the political arena. Yes, of course, we have the voting that'll be upon us before we know it. That is critical. That's very serious, especially with regards to what we see, what we're witnessing in regards to all of that's surrounding that. Those are things to pray about and keep our eyes open to what we're seeing and what we're hearing. Since examining certain topics, I felt it's very necessary to talk about some things that will be coming up that are going to be sensitive, but they're most important and very informative to the times and critical times that we're in today in our society, individually and collectively, okay, as a society. That's going to be part one. There's a little bit more on here, but I needed to talk about a disclaimer. I needed to talk about what this channel, really the intent was and is, and the purpose of it, and to make known that it is really to uplift, to be an encouragement. If I say something that's not factual or that is not correct, then I stand in need of correction. And that's the goal, is to uplift. men, women, children, whomever. That's what this channel is all about. And that is something I need to say from the start. All right. So, looking at part 1 and part 2, I will come back again to changes in our society and the communities at large. Those are some areas of interest, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to bring back information, maybe spruce it up a little, as I say, but my format, and it will be pretty much what you see is what you will get. Who knows? Maybe I'll put little pictures here and there, but the format will be as it has been, and maybe in time, God will give me something more to help spruce it up. Looking at our communities and looking at life as it is today all over the world, I want to be very careful, very mindful not to name certain things. I understand that they're looking at critically how we are utilizing our words in this social platform. So, but I still want to be responsible and want to be mindful of what we are witnessing today in our societies. Lives are precious in the heart and mind of God. Souls are precious of everyone, not just one particular, but it is heartbreaking the things that we're witnessing today. And we have to be careful in how we word our words and not naming specifics, but we can name the things that are surrounding, and all of us know what it is that we would be talking about and what is shaping our society today. Life is precious to God, and God has the answers no matter what societies and what country and what is happening all over the world today. Yes, we see what is taking shape in the loss of life, war, the whole thing, the whole matter. God sees it, and the whole matter is before God. And it has changed, and it has reshaped, and it has brought forth so much to the forefront that we will see changes that will reshape that part of the country, that part of the world that the whole world is watching today. But we have to, be mindful as to when weigh our words, so that it doesn't seem like we're throwing dust or throwing this or throwing out and be taken off the air or looked at in a way as if we are promoting one thing or the other. We are not promoting one thing or the other in any way, shape, or form, but we are making others be aware of the critical state that the world is in. I'm reminded of Matthew 19:13 through the 14th chapter. Jesus said in the book of Matthew, "Then there were brought unto him little children, that he should put his hands on them and pray. And the disciples rebuked them. But Jesus said, Suffer the little children, and forbid them not to come unto me, for of such is the kingdom of heaven." I said I would come back to my point of where I left off the last time I spoke with regards to children. Yes, Jesus sees children all over the world, not just children in one particular area, but children all over the world. He sees that. And he sees the suffering plight of men and women all over the world. And yes, even in particular places that we're witnessing on the news and what have you. He sees the suffering of all people and of all walks of life. And our goal as believers is to pray for the plight of individuals and pray that humanitarian aid and that people are released in terms of freedom back to their family in whatever area, whatever plight. Matthew 7:12, Jesus spoke this verse in the scripture. It says, "Do unto others as you would have them to do unto you." It's really hard as we look at what is happening. If you're like me, it's a lot of things that keep us praying, a lot of things that keep us seeking God, praying on behalf of our own families, praying on behalf of our country as a whole, while we are aspiring to be our best and to move in direction so that our lives are a little bit more comfortable in what area it may be, financially, physical, our health, our social, our whatever it may be. We always are commanded and we are admonished to pray for others, think of others more highly than we do of ourselves. Philippians talks about rejoicing and always rejoicing. While we're rejoicing, and yet at the same time, we see the suffering all over the world, we still can rejoice in the things of God. And yet our heart aches for what we've witnessed in this era that we're living in, this time of history, or this present time. And we're praying that as we move forward, that something good happens, or something, a change that can take place that will be a positive change in the lives of individuals. Another issue that I kind of talked about and wrote about some time ago that is trending, that is, since COVID and the whole ordeal where we were working from home and using our computers in a very large way, women in the workplace. The trending is women have decided to not to return to the workplace. I've been seeing a lot of different YouTube videos, or some that have been talking about the toxicity in the workplace and why many have decided to leave. Many have decided not to return to the classroom and work with our children. That's a big thing that is happening today. And it's kind of a sad thing that work equity and equality and inclusion and all those things that we push and we have meetings on, and we have policies and procedures and training, and yet people haven't come to the place that they feel like they really are part of. And COVID allowed them not to go back to those spaces. And that's a big thing today, too. That's a lot of changes in that field. I mean, in that particular area. I want to say the young lady name is Minda Hart. There's some other ones. She gave something about maybe 5 years ago, wrote a book on Right Within, and talks about her experience, as many other professionals have given and are giving their input or insight or research, sharing it. But these people, some really good material out there. Being Right Within, she is a workplace equity consultant, and an award-winning author, and offers opportunities and insights in the book that she's written that is called Right Within. This deals with how certain things can harm you in the workspaces and have an impact on your performance, one's performance, and success in the workplace, and have a psychological impact on individuals. It's a good material. It's a book has been around for a while. Some other books that she's written. I think I talked about Amy C. Edelson, talked about teaming in this this era that we're in, and the importance of teaming, not necessarily a team, but learning to work in spaces as far as someone might be executing a project. But the ongoing goal is to execute learning. That's what we miss out on a lot, because we are continually growing and learning. And I said that because if we're in a place and time where no one is returning to work at a rate that we had once did, we are losing out on a social aspect, communication, interaction, being able to shoot ideas across and work on projects and be innovative, if you will, and come up with creative ways to make things happen, and the synergy, if you will, that you get when you are in an environment where there's ideals spurring forth and work being done. I feel like there's a part, and research would show that, I don't have it before me, that we would be missing out on the real meaning and the purpose of coming out of our four corners of our walls and entering to workspaces and being active and innovative, if you will, and alive and sharing. I'm not sure if staying at home throughout the course of the day is really a good way to kind of have input. You can have input at home on a computer, but showing up in those spaces alive and well makes the difference. But I am out of time. I won't go over. But next time, perhaps I will share my big date that I had. December 16, did graduate, did receive master's. And I look forward to sharing maybe perhaps some of those exciting moments. But right now, for the meantime, let's keep these families in our prayers. Continue to pray for the healing and deliverance of not only this country, but countries that we're looking at all over the world that are suffering from war, hunger, just so many different things that can keep us praying and on our knees before God. If you know, like I know, those are the things that we want to keep praying about and keeping them up before God. And it is our prayer that we do see a change in the world today, that we have an opportunity, and we're blessed to be here. But our prayer is for the suffering plight of so many today that we're witnessing. Again, if you want to share, or you have a comment, or subscribe, or hit like, please do. On that note, I will be back and we'll share a little bit more insight and some more of the happenings that have been happening in my life, and just some wonderful blessings that, that I've been able to be a partaker in. And that is my prayer for you, and this Sunday, that you have had a wonderful time, sharing time in the Word of the Lord and with your family. On that note, this is Miss Brenda with another perspective. God bless you and good night.